Yes, it may still be winter, and yes, it's still very cold outside, but spring sports season's here as both Army West Point men's and women's lacrosse get their season started this weekend. The games were originally scheduled for Saturday at Michie Stadium, but got bumped up to Friday due to the extreme cold on Saturday and Sunday. We'll get started with the men's team as they play first on Friday, now slated for a 12:30 start time, as for the fifth straight year they take on UMass. Last year, the Black Knights defeated the Minutemen and are looking for another strong start to their season, but are missing a lot of key pieces from last year's team like John Glessner and Sam Summers, who graduated in the spring. The Black Knights know they're a very deep team and are going to be looking for an all-around effort this year as they look for a Patriot League championship.
You know, there's nobody in our program that resembles John and that athleticism and that lacrosse ability, but I think we've got a lot of very good players. So I think combined, you know, if we're all pitching in on this one, that we can kind of fill a hole there. Sam is a big one in the goal, and you know, we've got a great goalie competition going on right now that I think will produce a good one. But again, that's going to be on the whole team to help make up for that loss in terms of how we control the ball, how we face off, and then certainly how we communicate and play defense and take some of the pressure off of that goalie position.
The Army West Point women's lacrosse team has their first ever varsity game this weekend as they play Manhattan at Michie Stadium. The Black Knights have been a club team for years, but last year got promoted to the varsity level as last year they transitioned from club team to spring team and will play their first ever varsity game at Michie Stadium against the Jaspers.
Like, we're ready to go, and you know, our team, they're extremely hungry. We had a great inter-squad scrimmage this past Saturday. We're going to continue to work hard this weekend, prepare for Manhattan. So we feel very confident that they're ready to go, and we're all really excited.
Coming off a big win at Colgate on Wednesday, the Army women's basketball team is going to look to make it 11 wins in a row on Saturday when they take on American at Crystal Arena on Saturday afternoon. The Black Knights are led obviously by Kelsey Minato, who last game broke Kevin Houston's Academy scoring record and now sets her sights on the Patriot League scoring mark. She's still a couple games away from that, which she should hit by the end of the regular season. The Army women's basketball team is going to look to hold on to first place in the Patriot Leagues, with playoffs only a few weeks away.
Well, they do a great job. Honestly, their defensive game plan, and they're coming off an unbelievable defensive performance. I believe holding Boston U to an all-time low production. I think 33 points. So we struggled with their ability to make Minato work for every single point she got. Her clean looks were few and far between. So you know, we had production from other people that game. Janae McNeil had one of her better games of the season. We're going to need to continue to get better balance out of those people. And I think, you know, as always, we need to keep Amy Ortner out of foul trouble and on the floor. She's played 15 minutes against Colgate and still had 12 points and 7 rebounds. So it's important for us, you know, to stay out of foul trouble. It's been a problem for us. We continually put our opponents in bonus situations way too early in each of the quarters, and that's becoming a little bit of a problem for us.
The Army women's tennis team will look to bounce back from last week's loss to UConn as they have 3 matches this weekend. They'll take on a very good D3 team in Vassar, a team from right down the river. They'll also take on UMass and St. Bonaventure, who are both very deep teams and have a lot of international talent.
Especially for the freshmen, what they need are matches. You know, they got to be out there competing and get that match toughness going. So every time we're playing, I'm seeing more and more progress, and I'm liking the depth. You know, we've had to use different lineups based on injuries and so forth, but that allows everybody to get some playing time and some experience, and I think we're going in the right direction.
Teams in action on the road this weekend include the tennis team down in Florida. The softball team gets their season started in North Carolina, as the Army West Point men's basketball team's in Washington, D.C. as they take on American, as they look to make it 2 wins in a row. The Black Knights hockey team's out in Pittsburgh as they take on the Robert Morris Colonials, who currently lead Atlantic Hockey, as the hockey team will look to make it 6 games in a row with points. And the Army gymnastics team's at the All-Academy Championships down in Georgia. That's going to do it for your weekend preview. For Night Vision, I'm Zach Daly.